Greetings, everyone. A very warm welcome to yet another edition of Marketing the Invisible. I'm Tom Poland, beaming out to you from the Sunshine Coast in Australia. Joined today by Terry Dean. Terry, second time round for you. We don't have many guests on the show twice, so you've done well, sir. Thank you for being here again.
I'm honored to be invited back.
So where are you based?
Ocala, Florida. So it's nice and warm here.
Did you say California?
Ocala, Florida.
Ocala, Florida. I was going to say California having snowdrifts at the moment. Yeah, so that's very, very different. Okay, Florida. Yeah. All right. Thank you for that. So, folks, Terry's got a very pragmatic approach to a subject which is often full of smoke and mirrors, which is marketing. He's helped literally thousands of clients attract new customers online since 1996, almost pre-internet. And that must have been the dial-up days, Terry, where you go to the internet and connect, and it goes like that.
I had a dial-up for the first few years. Yep.
Right. And you go make a cup of coffee while the internet connects, or it handshakes or whatever it is. So folks, I just want to endorse Terry as a marketing coach because he's one of the smaller percentage, if you like, of the very large options you have to get marketing advice, who's kosher, who's very practical, and who is focused on real results, not just something like brand building and so on. The subject today I'm really interested in personally, it's how to attract more clients from your website. And we all get website visitors. It might be a small number, it might be a large number, but by and large, for most websites around the planet, other than e-shopping, and our primary market here are coaches, consultants, trainers, authors, speakers, etc., by and large, most people come to a website and drift away and don't do anything. They don't even opt in. The majority of them, let alone buy something. So Terry's going to pull the curtain back on that, so how you can start mining some of the gold from all the hard work you've done in developing your website. Terry, I'm going to click the start timer now. So our time will start just as soon as I find that stupid app. Here we go. Got it. It's not the app that's stupid, by the way. All right. 7 minutes starts now, sir. Question number 1, who's your ideal client?
My ideal clients are consultants, coaches, and online course creators looking to attract more clients online, especially with automated systems.
Oh, you've hit the sweet spot in 2 ways. First of all, that's our ideal client, so there's going to be a lot of listeners. And secondly, the subject of automation and the relentlessness, and that's also music to our ears, I'm sure. Question 2, what's the problem you solve for them?
Many experts and professionals, they struggle to create a clear message that attracts their clients, especially in competitive markets. Because if you don't call out your audience, if you don't have a message that's clear for the audience, you just look like everyone else. And as you mentioned earlier, you get a lot of visitors, but not very many conversions.
Right. So I might unpack that, but obviously there's the differentiation. So they're not standing out and they're not motivating people to want to know more. Other than that, question 3, 6 minutes left. What would you say are the typical symptoms of that coach, consultant, trainer, teacher, author, speaker, who's going, I think I've done a pretty good job. Everything looks professional, but I'm not getting inquiries. How do they know that they should be reaching out to you for help?
Well, if they're getting visitors to their website and people aren't buying, people aren't contacting them, people aren't calling them, that's a pretty good sign right there. They're not getting any momentum from other marketing that they might be doing as well. And here's a big one that people probably don't even think about. They might be experiencing a lot of price resistance, where people basically come back to them on the price. They're not willing to pay the prices that they're charging. And that's usually because you look too much like the competition. You're just another commodity.
All right. So they're thinking it's just like buying one set of golf clubs versus another. It's a price thing. So lack of differentiation leads to people haggling around prices. So a couple of symptoms there. People going to your website, folks, they're not converting to clients, or they're making inquiries but haggling about prices. So question 4 is, I want to explore the common mistakes that our listeners might be making. Someone makes before they engage your services. What would you say? Because we're talking about people are self-employed or got their own business, tend to be growth orientated, so they're going to try stuff all the time. What would you say are some of the common mistakes that you'd recommend people avoid?
Well, one of the common mistakes I see people make is they go almost into a hustle mode, where they think that they have to do more, publish more content, go on more platforms until they're like totally overwhelmed and burnt out. and they're generating a lot of visitors, they might even be generating more leads at that point because, enough volume coming in, and you'll generate some leads, but they're still not attracting the clients that they want. And they're especially not attracting the quality of clients that they want in that case. In other places, they might be running ads. They might be wasting money on more advertising, and the advertising is not working. And I'm sure you've heard a lot of clients say at some point in time, advertising just doesn't seem to work for me. Well, maybe they're not targeting the right audience, or maybe they don't have the right message for the audience. So that's another issue as well. And then maybe they are focusing on their message, but they're missing a few of the important parts, because I find that there are several key elements that you have to make sure that your marketing works and that you have a real message that speaks to your ideal clients. So, those are some of the things that they're going to do, some of the mistakes they'll make, and some of the things they try.
Yeah, that's so true. There's a certain number of elements that come together. It's not like there's one thing you can do and everything can change. So let's flip this now. Question 5, we've got 3 minutes left, plenty of time. I'm after a top tip, something that is going to take someone listening to this in the right direction, whether they work with it or not. They should reach out and find out more about what you do. But let's just give everyone who's listening to this a top tip, valuable for reaction. It might take them a step in the right direction.
I call my basic formula for attracting new customers and clients, I call it the Golden Glove. And there's 5 steps in that system. And I want to give you one of the steps right here. It's actually the 3rd step because it stands out the most, and it's one that I can teach real quick. And that is one of the things that my clients and I have done to increase our sales consistently is to add more proof and move the proof earlier on our websites, in our emails, and basically bringing in an element of proof to everything that we're doing. Now, proof, there's a lot of different formats. There are testimonials, there's case studies, there's your own background story, your own case history that you could bring in, studies or quotes from experts, recognized authorities on the topic, such as a university that might have done a story. So there's a lot of things you can do for proof. And one of the best things you can do is move that proof earlier. An example of a test that a client did is he had a long sales video because, again, he was making most of his sales straight from the video, like a 17-minute video. We improved his conversion considerably by taking his testimonials, moving them to like minute 2 in the video. So we moved him almost to the very beginning when we called out the audience. And here are before and after testimonials. And that dramatically changed the conversion. You could do the same thing on your website, emails, and all types of things.
And all you've done is change the sequence of the testimonials, where they appear. Very interesting. Yeah.
And I'll say this too, anywhere that you make a big promise, you should immediately back it up with proof. So there's a lot of times I'll take a client who has a strong headline, we'll immediately put a testimonial right after the headline or right after a subhead to back it up.
So, and that's a really good example of what you were saying before about how there is a lot of different key elements. It's not necessarily just having something that's benefit rich. You've got to have the sequence of what the message in the right order in order for people to stick around and generate interest. It's fascinating stuff. It's a whole world of psychology to unpack here. Let's go to question 6, a valuable free resource. I think you've got something that's going to help people even more.
I do. Well, I mentioned earlier my Golden Glove, which is the 5-step persuasion system. You can go over and you can pick up my cheat sheet and a series of free videos showing you how to get started with the Golden Glove and use it to improve your conversion at mymarketingcoach.com/Golden Glove.
So it's mymarketingcoach.com/golden, and then there's a hyphen or a dash glove. Does that sound right?
That is correct. You'll be able to pick up your 5-step cheat sheet there.
Golden-glove, get the cheat sheet. I've been on the page. There's videos, there's a cheat sheet. It's extensive, it's comprehensive, and it's going to help you folks. Go get it. Question 7, sir, 20 seconds left. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't?
Well, I said that there are 5 steps in my system, but I only gave you one of them here. You could have asked me what the other 4 steps are, but we don't have really time to reveal them right here. So.
Yeah, 5 seconds left. So just enough time to thank you for your insights and being back on the show again. Thanks, Terry.
All right. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.